Welcome everyone on a video on making an epoxy desk. Over 10 hours of footage smashed into a 3-part series. Enjoy. Epoxy desk. And here is a preview of a walnut slab that we are going to be prepping. Here we're using a scraper to scrape off all the loose bark on it. Here's a split that goes all the way through the wood. So to repair, I'm going to have to create a temporary dam on the one side. And this is seam tape. It's very easy to peel away from the epoxy once it's dried. Cleaning the inside of this knot hole so no debris comes when I pour in the clear epoxy later on. Here I'm coating the edges with epoxy so that when I pour the clear later that the wood is already saturated and won't put air bubbles into the epoxy. Using seam tape as a dam, I am going to be filling in this little chunk of wood that's missing off one of the ends. Using blue mica powder mixed with clear epoxy, this is what I'm using to make a base in the knot hole. Time to pop them bubbles. Added copper mica powder to clear epoxy to add accents around the wood. As you can see, I had a good time playing around. And now it's time to add the clear epoxy. By making a thin pour, it aids in bubble removal. Here, I'm doing a close inspection to make sure I got all the bubbles. And this is a pin that I will be adding to the desk and then pouring clear on top. With the epoxy finally hardened, here's a preview of the results. Using a homemade jig, I am leveling the wood with a router. Remember, a clean shop is a happy shop, which I should probably do more often. As you can see, this slab is just a little bowed. I want to remove as little wood as possible, so I am testing the router depth. Check it out, it's not bowed no more. Then here we have the final layout. And here I have the slabs flipped upside down in reverse order because I'm going to be adding 1/4-inch tubing. I'm going to need to keep track of these custom cut square tubing because I'm going to be cutting right in the middle of them later on. And here's a good example to always dry fit your parts before adding adhesive. After the bond has been cured, it's time to flip the slabs. Making sure everything's level before moving on to the next step. By adding wooden shims, I can make adjustments to aid in leveling. I take it I like what I see. To make sure that the mold doesn't leak, I add silicone to all the corner joints. By adding shellac to the wood top, it prevents any dyes that I use in the epoxy absorbing into the wood. And this concludes part 1. The next part is where we're going to add the epoxy to the main body of the desk. Thanks for watching.